Well, we have 1 month left to go until Donald Trump, President Trump version 2.0. He's back. Yep. Is he going to be elected? I think so. I hope so. He better be. Because if he isn't, this country is really going to be screwed up. So, time to give an update on what has happened since my last presidential update election video. Yeah, the whole thing has changed. Now we got this Kamala Harris taking over to be president from Joe Biden when he was proven he couldn't handle it after the first debate. And this is an example of failing upwards in life. You know, how she got her previous jobs, I won't even get into the details of that. But just this, back in 19, she wanted to run for president and be one of many to be picked at the thing they do in Iowa, whatever, get a nomination. And she failed out of all that. Didn't even make it to the voting. She failed out of trying to run for president. And then eventually, Biden and his whole Democratic election team decided, well, we need someone who's a woman and black and Indian and different races and all these things to get the women to vote. It's, some women, not the Republican ones, I guess, but some women, they vote emotionally, not logically. They think, oh, we got to get a woman in. They don't even think about which woman they're trying to elect. Just elect a woman. So Harris was a diversity hire in 20 to get more votes for Biden. And that's all she was. Other than that, okay, good. You got him elected. Now go sit over there and shut up and do nothing for 4 years as vice president, which she did very well. And now Biden was proven he couldn't handle being president anymore. And the Democrats pretty much had to, make Harris the new nominee because her name was on all that campaign donation money. And if they ran anyone else to take over for Biden, they'd have to give back all those millions of dollars of campaign donations. And they didn't want to do that. So it's like, all right, listen up, Harris. You're going to be president, but we run the show. You say what we tell you to say. You sign what we tell you to sign. So Obama would be getting his 4th term, and other people like Hillary Clinton and George Soros and those other people, all the deep state behind the scenes, they would be running things, and Harris would be just up there standing. I think we should do this, and I'm going to sign this law and this and that. No, I see this coming a mile away. So here's what we have now. We got Harris running, and just her whole campaign is just ridiculous. I've seen this before. The liberal news media is doing all they can to talk her into office. To say, oh, the polls say she's leading here, she's leading there, and it is just a given that Harris is going to be the winner. So you might as well not even bother voting for Trump. Just vote for Harris because she's going to win anyway. They're trying to talk you into voting for her and helping her to win. So, no, no way. All these liberal media polls, oh, yeah, they're going to give Trump a fair shake in their polls. They're going to tell it how it really is. No, they won't. It's like the gas mileage on a car. If the company tells you this car gets 30 miles a gallon, just assume it gets 25. When they say Harris is tied with Trump, assume she's losing by 5. Same thing, So let me see here. I actually have notes below the camera for a change. So I'm trying not to forget all the good details I want to include in the video. One thing I want to talk about, it's always the Democrats accusing Republicans of voter suppression. And what are you talking about, voter suppression? You have to have an ID to vote. You have to be an American citizen to vote. And the Democrats, oh, no, that's voter suppression. That's not fair. You can't have that. After the Democrats let millions of illegals into the country with the understanding they would vote Democrat when they shouldn't even be allowed to be the vote in this country anyhow. What do other countries do when someone tries to vote illegally in their elections? I was too lazy to look it up, but I'm sure it's not good. So you go research it yourself. Yeah. I've heard the same things before. What do you need an ID for? To get a bank loan, a mortgage, to buy a gun, to drive a car, to get a job, to apply for, credit and things. Well, but that's okay. But if you need an ID to vote, oh no, your voter suppression. No. And this back in the election of 20, we had the whole COVID thing going. And, we have to vote remotely and unmonitored and drop your votes in boxes where there's no one there to check your ID. Yeah, funny how that worked out for them, huh? And now they want to do. Let me think a minute. They want to do all this again. I'm sure they're going to try to pull it again. We're ready for them this time. We see them coming. We see what they're going to try to do. Now, my opinion is this. Okay, you have some military overseas, and you may have some people in hospitals who can't get to the polling place. Otherwise, you know when the election is going to be, and you know where your local voting place is. If you can't get there on that day to do your vote, I guess you didn't want to vote very bad. Too bad for you. If you can't handle that, well, shouldn't be voting anyhow. So we'll see how that goes. I think, every sheriff in the country should have all their people at the election places. So when some white van backs up to the door at 2 o'clock in the morning, past the deadline, with boxes of votes that they just found somewhere or were just turned in, no, you're past the deadline. Get those things out of here. They ain't coming in. So, and a lot more Republicans counting the votes. And, the whole thing, Dominion voting machines, they're fair enough. No, they're not. Of course, I'm an IT person. Of course you can change the numbers in those things. The servers are overseas in foreign countries. Why are they even on the internet in the first place? Who do you think you're fooling? Try to tell an IT person, you can't change the numbers that a computer shows. Yes, you can, and you can do it very easily. I saw videos of the last election, where the numbers, say, for Trump would be here, and all of a sudden, they just dropped down 20,000 as time went on. Oh, really? And Biden's numbers, it just jumped up by about the same amount. Really? How that's interesting. So, the Democrats are doing all they can to get Harris in and put her up there and, say, sit down, shut up, do what we tell you to do, and, we'll run the country from back here behind the curtain. Now, all you liberals and you wishy-washy moderates who can't make up your mind somehow at this point in the whole election cycle, a lot of you are thinking, I hate Trump. I hate Trump. I would never vote for Trump for whatever reason. He doesn't, with women, he doesn't say nice things, this, that, whatever your reasons are. I'm not going to vote for Trump because I hate Trump. Well, that is the proverbial cutting off your nose to spite your face. You don't have to like him for him to run the country and do a good job as he did the last time. So you're going to vote for someone else who's going to destroy things as much as they can, and you think that's a better way. No. You don't have to like him to have them run the country good. So stop that. Vote Trump if you can't make up your mind. Now, let me get down my list here. Okay, I covered everything on this page. Let me take this off here. Vote abroad, got that. Okay. Now, some of the things that this Kamala Harris is saying, and in her very, very few interviews. Oh boy. Have you ever seen anyone running for office conduct so few interviews and have the debates be so slanted in her favor? And they the moderators let her get away with everything. The most aggravating thing I've seen them ask her, so do you feel the country is better off now 4 years later? I grew up in a middle-class family and all that stuff. That's everything but answer the question. Goes off totally into left field. Oh, yeah, well, this over here and well, that over there. Okay, just answer the question. The first time I saw that happen in the Trump-Harris debate, she totally didn't answer that question. And what should have happened was Trump should have said, well, since she didn't answer the question, here's the answer. No, you're not better off than you were 4 years ago. So everything that's happened in the last 4 years, do you think that, this is better? The last 4 years, I mean, you can say, oh, well, they said this, they said, look at the actual numbers, the plain and simple facts, the economy, interest rates, gas prices, all the things, employment, how they were, how they are. They were, the border crossings, they were here, now they're here, now they're here, What changed? The person in the White House. Funny how that works, isn't it? So, some of the things Harris has said that she wants to do. Oh, well, the rich have to pay their fair share. We can't lower corporate taxes. Let me remind you, the rich are the people who own the businesses, who employ many thousands of people. They're still paying taxes. And what about all their employees? They get taxes taken out of their check. They pay tax on a gallon of gas. They pay tax, income tax. They pay, when they go to the store and buy anything, more sales tax all over the place. They're getting tax here and there and everywhere, just in different forms. And see what's happened in a couple of big companies here, like Tesla and other ones have moved from California with high taxes to Texas with low taxes. Wow. And they're employing a lot of people down there, and all those people are paying taxes out of their checks. But you Democrats, oh, that's bad somehow. Now, what about the border? Oh, boy. All the things that Harris and Biden have said last few years. Oh, the border is secure. The border is secure. I've been to the border. I've been to the border. We're going to the border. Well, have you been there or are you going? Which is it? Oh, and I've never been to Europe either. Well, you're totally getting off track here. Yeah. Trying to make it funny now. Well, okay. No, the border is not. The border was secure with Trump, this many coming in. Biden and Harris get in. What happens? They're letting in all these illegals to vote in an election they shouldn't be able to vote in the first place for Harris. This whole fracking thing. Yeah, we've seen video from 4 years ago when Harris was saying, I will stop fracking. I will make people turn in their guns. I will open the borders so anyone can come to America. And now, what's she saying all of a sudden? I'll close the border. I'm not going to take your guns. And yeah, we should have fracking. Really? What an amazing change around in the last couple of months. And then her other dumb things too, like, oh, I just love a yellow school bus, that whole thing. And then her one big phrase, what can be unburdened by what has been? And if you don't stop to think about it, that sounds, ooh, that's deep. That really means something. We gotta vote for her, saying stuff like that. No, what does that mean? All it means is, what are we gonna do? Forget about what I did in the past. Think about what I could do in the future. That's all that means. So, wow. The stuff that the Democrats are trying to pull to get her installed in office, just like they did with Biden. Well, the obvious answer here is to vote Trump, of course. I haven't even started on that yet. All the stuff they've put Trump through this entire year with all the lawsuits and making up things and adding on and changing. Oh, well, they say he did this, but we have to change it to this to make it a federal crime. And 34 whatever made up crimes and stuff. And everything they try to do, people see right through this, and he gets more and more popular as a result. They're just trying to knock him down any single way they could to get him to not run for president. Wow. And it's been going on all year. I think they finally gave up on it because they see it anywhere. They tried to kill him twice. That didn't work either. So he ends up giving a speech. Oh, yeah. Oh, good thing I turned my head there. Wow. That could have hurt. So, anyhow, you see what's happening here in the election. I saw the recent J.D. Vance and Tim Walz debate, and they actually were respectful and conducted themselves well. In the debate, the whole time Walz is like, look it over here, real quick, write down something. Look over here, write down something. And J.D. Vance, he just give his speech. He's all right. He's doing good there. All the stuff that happens, and Trump should have. What I would like to see, if Harris wants to have one more debate, Trump should say, okay, we're going to have a debate, but we're going to do it my way, like on Fox News or Newsmax with Republican moderators and things, and you're going to answer some questions. And they're going to call you to it when you don't answer the questions and go off onto your, once again, I grew up in a middle-class family, and knock you right back on track. But of course, then what would happen? The Democrats, they were unfair to Harris. They were bullying Harris. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Do you think any other world leader is going to listen to Harris when she tries to go over there and deal with them for anything? She's going to let China run everything in here, all kind of foreign imports, take off the tariffs and stuff, and you're going to get us put into more wars again, as a result. So in many ways, we cannot have Harris in the White House and all our people behind the curtains making the decisions for her. No, that just cannot happen. You think things are bad now? Oh, wait and see if she gets in. I don't think she will, but Democrats try to pull all kind of things to get their people in. So, you can't let your guard down. You got to watch what's happening and pay attention. I'm looking here for a moment. Who is in the thing? Who is that? Phil Chicken Fingers, up loud mouth. You're holding it down in the bird. Yep, hanging in there. Going to work, paying the bills, taking care of things, getting by, waiting to see Trump get reelected. How far? We're 16 minutes in this video already. Wow, okay, I'm going to cut it off here because it's going to be too long. Anyhow, I watched the whole thing happening with the debates and the whole Trump-Harris thing and what the news media says. And wow, it astounds me. I am just amazed. I know a lot of you Democrats will only vote Democrat regardless of who the Democrat is you're voting for. And I know, a lot of you, I hate Trump. I would never vote for Trump because I don't like him. But do you really think you're doing the right thing voting for Harris? No matter how much you hate Trump or whatever, you got to think a little bit bigger than that. Who's going to do what for the country? Harris has said, when I get in, I'm going to do this and that. Well, you've been in for almost 4 years. And what have you done in the last 4 years? And why should we think all of a sudden you're going to change? But you Democrats believe that. Boy, wow. As I've said for many, many years, there's a lot of stupid people in this world. And what you Democrats are thinking that Harris is the right choice and is going to do a good job? Oh, boy. Well, anyhow, you know what's going to happen here. Vote Trump in a month. Oh, I just realized, I'm wearing a blue shirt today. The blue is Democrat. No, that's not what it means at all. I was looking in my list of the previous videos. Okay, what color shirts did I wear? Wear something different than that. And it was either blue or green today, and I happened to grab a blue shirt first, and that was it. Should have a red shirt and a manga hat on or something like that. All right, anyhow, that's all for today's video. Get out there and vote Republican, not only for Trump, but for all the House and Senate people too, because if we have a Democrat House and Senate, how's Trump going to get anything done? We need a Republican House, Republican Senate, big Republican majorities, and Trump in a White House. Then things will be good. So get out there and do that.